For more on that issue is Kent Morse, his executive chair of the Energy Capital Research Group. Kent, let me ask you about this rivalry of words, at least, if you will, between Saudi Arabia and President Trump. The White House claims one thing and the Saudi oil minister claims another. Whose argument makes more sense, in your opinion?
Well, I think all of the focus here is on how OPEC responds. Trump has actually painted himself into a corner. We're in a situation where he has introduced trade tariffs. We will have a renewal of U.S. sanctions against Iran's oil exports come for the 4th of November. This is pushing oil prices higher. In response, Trump has turned to OPEC and says you have to produce more. Now, there's nothing in Saudi Arabia's advantage at the moment for increasing production. And in point of fact, OPEC does not have sufficient spare, readily available capacity to make up the difference that its own members, Venezuela, Nigeria, and Libya, are subtracting from international global exports. So in this particular situation, prices are going to be gravitating higher, and there's nobody in OPEC who has a particular interest in cutting that blow.
Do you think President Trump just made the accusation against Saudi Arabia on a whim, or something else? What motivated President Trump to say what he said?
Domestic politics in the United States, Juan, that's the only thing I can think of. We're in a situation here where you must remember that all politicians in the United States understand that geopolitics is largely lost on the American voter, but rising gasoline prices vote. And that's where we're now in the situation. And Trump wants to attend the increase in downstream oil product prices as we move into the midterm election. And the only way to do that is to browbeat OPEC, and it's not working.
And do you expect this exchange of words and arguments, counter-arguments, to impact Saudi Arabia and the U.S. relations in any ways?
Not at the moment. I mean, OPEC has been through this before. The Saudis have been through this before. The Saudis are very comfortable with Brent prices in the mid-80s per barrel, and they've said as much over the last couple of weeks. If it extends much beyond $90, so much the better. They have 60% of the reserve capacity of all of OPEC. So if OPEC ends up moving toward increased production, Saudis benefit there as well.
Kent Morse, thank you so much for your time.